Anjali Krishnan, Assistant Professor, PG Department of English, Don Bosco College, Kottayam.
Welcome to my paper, Reading Prose for BA S4 students. Samuel Pepys Diary. Monday, 9 January 1660. For these 2 or 3 days, I have been much troubled with thoughts how to get money to pay them that I have borrowed money of, by reason of my money being in my uncle's hands. Samuel Pepys records on a typical day, an ordinary day in his life. He rises early in the morning and he feels worried. Why? Because as he has to find money for his payments, and the money is with his uncle. I rose early this morning and looked over and corrected my brother John's speech, which he is to make the next apposition. So he rose early this morning and he corrected the speech that his brother John has to make at St. Paul's School, and after which he went towards his office. I went towards my office. So he went to his office. And in my way met with W. Simon, Muddyman and Jack Price. So on his way he meets his friends, the 3 of them, and went with them to Harper's, and in many sorts of talk I stayed till 2 of the clock in the afternoon. So let's see who are these friends. W. Simon. William Simon, he is the nephew of Henry Scobell, and he is the clerk of the House of Commons and House of Lords. Next person, Henry Muddyman, an English journalist and was a publisher, active after the 1660 Restoration. And it was he who founded the London Gazette, the oldest surviving English newspaper. So they 4 of them went to Harper. Harper is a tavern just outside the gate of Whitehall Palace, the main residence of the English monarch. So it is a tavern. So they went to the tavern Harper, and in many sorts of talk they stayed there till 2 o'clock in the afternoon with some leisurely talk. I found Muddyman a great scholar, and owns that though he writes new books for the Parliament, yet he did declare that he did it only to get money, and did talk very basely of many of them. So he writes books in order to get money. He is a money-minded person, and he is a great scholar as far as Samuel Pepys is concerned. How he views him. Among other things, William Simon told me how his uncle Scobell, we know William Simon, he is a nephew of Scobell. So Simon has told me how his uncle Scobell was on Saturday last called to the bar for entering in the journal of the house for the year 1653. These words. So what are the words? They are: this day His Excellence the Lord General Cromwell dissolved this house, which words the Parliament voted a forgery, and demanded of him how they came to be entered. He answered that they were his own handwriting, and that he did it by virtue of his office and the practice of his predecessor, that the intent of the practice was to let posterity, that means the future generations, the coming generations, know how such and such a parliament was dissolved, whether by the command of the king, that is Cromwell, or by their own neglect, as the last House of Lords was, and that to this end. He had said and right that it was dissolved by His Excellence, the Lord General. That means Oliver Cromwell himself dissolved it. And that for the word dissolved, he never at the time did hear of any other term, and desired pardon if he would not dare to make a word himself when it was 6 years after, before they came themselves to call it an interruption. But they were so little satisfied with this answer, that they did choose a committee to report to the House whether this crime of Mr. Scobell's did come within the act of indemnity or no. Thence I went with Muddyman to the coffee house. This Scobell and his nephew William Simon goes on a discussion, a sort of a explanation, how this very term or this day His Excellence the Lord General Cromwell dissolved his house, the House of Parliament. How the new king Cromwell has dissolved the Parliament, the House of Parliament. So that was a sort of wordings that has come into the journal, made a sort of discussion between the nephew and the uncle. So it was a sort of a question answer section for them. Thereafter, they went to the coffee house. Samuel Pepys and Muddyman went to the coffee house and gave 18 to be entered of the club, thence into the hall, where I heard for certain that Monk was coming to London, and that Bradshaw's 2 lodgings were preparing for the Monk, his arrival. Then to Mrs. Germ, and found her in bed, and she was afraid that it would prove the smallpox. Then back to Westminster Hall, where I heard how Sir H. Vane was this day voted out of the house, and to sit no more there, that he would retire himself to his house at Raby, as also all the rest of the 9 officers that had their commissions formerly taken away from them, were commanded to their farthest houses from London during the pleasure of the Parliament. So then Samuel Pepys, he visits the Parliament House and learns that Sir Henry Vane has been voted out of the house. Thereafter, here he met with the quartermaster of my lord's troop and his clerk, Mr. Jennings. He has a meeting with his friends, and took them home and gave them a bottle of wine and the remainder of my collar of brown, and so good night. After that came in Mr. Harley, who told me that I was missed this day at my office, and that tomorrow I must pay all the money that I have. At which I was put to a great loss, how I should get money to make up cash, and to went in bed in great trouble. So after he returns home with his friends and entertains them, have some sort of a leisurely talk and entertains them, and he goes to bed with a troubled mind, as he has to pay the money to the soldiers the next day.